Chamomile and parsley remedy for amenorrhea, or lack of menstruation. Amenorrhea is a condition that means lack of menstruation. It can be physiological, that is to say, due to natural reasons like menopause, or pathological, due to many possible causes. Although gynecologists tend to recommend the contraceptive pill to regulate your period, you can also try some natural remedies if you tend to suffer from late periods and you're not pregnant. In this article, discover a very effective remedy for the lack of menstruation based on chamomile and parsley. Why do we suffer from the lack of menstruation? If you're not in the phase coming up to our first period nor in menopause, our lack of menstruation for several months can be an indication of a health problem that you should diagnose and treat appropriately. Of course, we're not talking about pregnancy. The possible reasons behind it include the following. Polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, the ovaries do not produce eggs. Hypothalamus dysfunction due to excessive exercise, weight loss or high blood pressure. High levels of the hormone prolactin. Premature insufficiency of the ovaries, before menopausal age. Stress or traumatic episodes. Eating disorders like anorexia or bulimia. Thyroid disorders. Conventional treatment. The most common conventional treatment that gynecologists prescribe for menstrual disorders is the contraceptive pill. However, although it causes regular cycles, this option is not the only solution to the problems behind lack of menstruation. Once you stop taking the contraceptive pill, it is possible that the irregularities may return. It is also important to bear in mind that the contraceptive pill causes other side effects in your body. You should always thoroughly assess any medical treatment that you are going to begin, taking into account both its positive and negative effects on your health. Natural treatment. We always recommend medical diagnosis and treatment. However, if you are suffering from lack of menstruation for specific reasons like a stressful situation, for example, or if you want to try a natural alternative before starting the medical treatment, you can take this simple, homemade remedy made from chamomile and parsley. Chamomile. Chamomile tea is a very common infusion that you can drink after meals to facilitate digestion. However, this medicinal plant hides many other health benefits. It has sedative properties that are very appropriate when the amenorrhea is related to stress, and a strong anti-inflammatory effect that can also be very useful depending on the cause of the disorder. Chamomile infusions have been drunk for decades both for lack of menstruation and for many digestive and nervous disorders. Parsley. Parsley is a medicinal plant that you may use as a condiment in your recipes, but that also has many healing properties. It stands out for its high levels of vitamins A and C, folic acid, and minerals such as magnesium, iron and potassium. In cases of lack of menstruation, parsley is the most effective plant to stimulate periods to begin, thanks to the volatile oils it contains. These oils improve the blood flow to the uterus, and thus relax it and dilate it. In this way, it eases the flow of menstruation. Ingredients: 4 cups of water, 1 liter, 3 tablespoons of dry chamomile flowers, 30 grams, 1 handful of fresh parsley, around 20 grams. Preparation: boil the liter of water. When it first breaks into a boil, take it off the heat and add the chamomile flowers and chopped parsley. Then, cover the pan and leave the infusion to stand for 10 minutes. Once this time has passed, strain it. If you like, you can sweeten the infusion with stevia or honey. How to drink it. Drink this remedy in 3 doses over the course of the day. On an empty stomach first thing in the morning, during the afternoon. Drink this remedy every day for a maximum of 7 days. After this time, if your period has not started, we recommend going to see a gynecologist. Other natural remedies. If you want to reinforce this treatment, you can complement it with other supplements, techniques and natural remedies. Vitamin C. Chaste brie or Vitex agnus castus. Red clay poultices on the belly. Suction therapy in the area of the ovaries, always carried out by a professional therapist. Berg flowers, mustard and chicory.